Imagine a world where humans possess the power to vanish into thin air. A place where the ordinary and the extraordinary collide, where reality bends to the whims of the unseen. This isn't your typical science fiction trope, it's the possibility of a world transformed by the magic of invisibility. Let's delve into this concept, where the unseen becomes the new norm. Invisibility, a notion that tantalizes the imagination and challenges our understanding of reality. But what happens when the invisible becomes visible? When the unseen is seen? We find ourselves contemplating not just the literal, but the figurative aspects of transparency. A society where secrets are an obsolete concept, where the unseen actions of individuals are brought into the light. Consider the profound shift in our interactions, our relationships, our very understanding of what it means to be human. Now let's dive into the invisible world that could be. Before we delve deeper, we invite you to join our channel membership. Get exclusive access to more exciting content like this. By becoming a member, you will be the first to explore new topics, engage in thought-provoking discussions, and enjoy early access to our video releases. You'll also get to be part of a community of like-minded individuals who share your curiosity for the unseen and unknown. So why wait? Sign up today and unlock a world of unseen possibilities. Dive deeper into the unknown with us. First, let's unravel the science behind invisibility. Imagine for a moment that you could become invisible at will. It sounds like a concept straight out of a science fiction novel, but believe it or not, science is inching closer to making this a reality. But how, you ask? The answer lies in the way we perceive objects. When we see something, what we're actually seeing is light bouncing off that object and entering our eyes. So in theory, if an object could manipulate light in such a way that it doesn't reflect back to our eyes, that object would become invisible to us. One scientific principle that could potentially make this possible is light refraction. Simply put, refraction is the bending of light as it passes from one medium to another. Think of a straw in a glass of water that appears to bend at the water's surface. That's refraction at work. Now, if we could design a material that could bend light perfectly around an object like water around a pebble in a stream, that object would become invisible to the naked eye. Enter cloaking technology. Scientists are experimenting with metamaterials, artificial materials engineered to have properties not found in nature. These metamaterials can manipulate electromagnetic waves, including visible light, in unprecedented ways. In fact, researchers have already managed to create tiny devices that can render small objects invisible under specific wavelengths of light. The challenge now is scaling up these technologies to make larger objects or even humans invisible. It's a monumental task, but with each passing day we are getting closer to cracking this enigma. And while full invisibility is still a long way off, partial invisibility or cloaking is already a reality in certain scientific labs across the globe. So, next time you daydream about slipping on an invisibility cloak and disappearing from view, remember that this might not be as far-fetched as it seems. Invisibility, once the stuff of fantasy, is now within the realm of possibility. Now, imagine a typical day in the life of someone with the power of invisibility. The alarm goes off and our invisible friend wakes up unseen by the world. The first task of the day, brushing their teeth, is a sight to behold. The toothpaste floats in mid-air, the toothbrush glides on its own, and the bubbles, oh, the bubbles. They seem to appear and disappear into thin air. Next, they dress up, or do they? After all, who's there to judge their fashion choices? But let's say they do, for the comfort of the fabric against their skin, or the pockets to keep their keys and phone. A floating phone and keys would be quite a sight, wouldn't it? The commute to work is a breeze. No more awkward encounters with nosy neighbours or the crowd in the subway. They move in and out of crowds unnoticed, unbothered. But here's where the potential for misuse comes in. With invisibility, they could sneak into places, overhear confidential conversations, or even commit crimes without leaving a trace. It's a slippery slope, and the line between right and wrong could quickly blur. At work, they could finally eat that sandwich they've been saving without the fear of it being stolen. They could also avoid that annoying co-worker who never stops talking. But on the flip side, they'd miss out on the camaraderie, the shared laughs, the sense of belonging. The day ends, and they return home. They could watch a movie without anyone blocking their view, or read a book in peace without anyone disturbing them. But would the solitude be a blessing or a curse? Would the silence be comforting or deafening? As they lay down to sleep, unseen by the world, they ponder on their day. The power of invisibility, they realize, is not just about being unseen. It's about the choices they make, the actions they take, and the consequences they face. The power of invisibility could be a blessing or a curse, depending on how it's used. The ability to go invisible presents us with profound moral and social implications. Imagine a world where the barriers of privacy simply vanish. With the power of invisibility, every closed door could be potentially open, every secret exposed. We would have to rethink our ideas of personal space and confidentiality. Would you feel safe knowing that someone could be watching, unobserved and undetected? Invisibility could turn our world into a surveillance society where privacy becomes a relic of the past. But let's shift our gaze to the realm of security. Invisibility could be a double-edged sword. On the one hand, it could aid law enforcement and military operations, making them more effective. On the other, it could provide cover for criminal activities. Imagine invisible thieves or spies, undetectable and unstoppable. The balance of power could tilt, leading to a new age of crime. Now let's delve into the social dynamics. Invisibility could disrupt our interpersonal relationships. Would you trust your friend if they could go invisible at will? Would honesty and transparency lose their meaning? The social fabric that binds us together could fray, leading to mistrust and paranoia. Moreover, invisibility could raise serious ethical dilemmas. What if an invisible person uses their power to harm others? Who would be accountable? The lines of morality could blur, making it difficult to distinguish right from wrong. Invisibility, it seems, is not just about being unseen. It's about the unseen consequences. It's about the invisible lines that could be crossed, the invisible threats that could emerge, the invisible changes that could transform our world. But remember, with great power comes great responsibility. If we ever gain the ability to go invisible, we must use it wisely. We must navigate the moral maze, respect the social norms, and uphold the values that define us. Invisibility is more than just a superpower, it's a responsibility. As we wrap up this exploration of invisibility, let's ponder on the possibilities. We've journeyed through a world unseen, contemplating what life might be like if humans could vanish at will. The science of invisibility isn't just a figment of our imaginations anymore, but a field where researchers are making remarkable strides. We've imagined a day in the life of the invisible, where the mundane could become extraordinary. We've also delved into the moral and social implications of invisibility. How would this power affect our relationships, our norms, and our understanding of privacy and consent? These are questions that we must grapple with as we stand on the precipice of this potential revolution. But let's take a moment to think personally. How would you use the power of invisibility? Would you use it to sneak into movies, or maybe to play practical jokes on your friends? Or would you use it for something greater? Maybe to right wrongs or to change the world in some way? These are not just idle questions, but opportunities to explore our own values and ethics.